Welcome, friends! If you're preparing for the IELTS exam, this video is for you. In this video, you'll find model writing task responses on the topics of food and farming. Each response hits the required word count and demonstrates the clarity, structure, and language that IELTS examiners expect. Watch to see how strong answers are built and boost your own band score. Example 1. All people should be vegetarians. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Answer. Some people believe that everyone should follow a vegetarian diet, while others think that eating meat is a personal choice. I partly disagree with the idea that all people should be vegetarians, although I recognize the benefits of a plant-based diet. On the one hand, vegetarianism offers several important advantages. A diet based mainly on vegetables, fruits, and grains can reduce the risk of certain health problems, such as heart disease and obesity. In addition, reducing meat consumption can have positive effects on the environment. Animal farming produces large amounts of greenhouse gases and requires significant land and water resources. From an ethical perspective, some people argue that avoiding meat helps prevent animal suffering. On the other hand, it may not be practical or necessary for everyone to become vegetarian. In some regions, meat is an important source of nutrition, especially where access to a wide variety of plant-based foods is limited. Certain nutrients such as vitamin B12 and iron are more easily obtained from animal products. Moreover, food choices are closely linked to culture and tradition, and forcing people to change their diets could be unrealistic and unfair. In my opinion, rather than requiring all people to be vegetarians, governments and individuals should aim to reduce excessive meat consumption. Encouraging balanced diets and promoting sustainable farming practices would be a more reasonable approach. In conclusion, although vegetarianism has clear health and environmental benefits, it should remain a personal choice. A moderate reduction in meat consumption is more practical than a complete global shift to vegetarianism. Example 2. Some people claim that genetically modified GM food can be dangerous, while others feel that it may bring enormous benefits to the world. Discuss both views and give your opinion. Answer. Genetically modified GM food has become a controversial topic in recent years. Some people believe it is dangerous to human health and the environment, while others argue that it offers significant benefits. This essay will discuss both views and present my opinion. On the one hand, opponents of GM food are concerned about potential health risks. They argue that altering the genetic structure of crops may create unexpected side effects, such as allergies or long-term health problems. In addition, there are environmental concerns. For example, genetically modified crops could affect natural ecosystems by reducing biodiversity or contaminating non-GM plants. Some people also worry that large biotechnology companies may control food production, which could negatively impact small farmers. On the other hand, supporters believe that GM food can help solve global food shortages. Genetically modified crops are often designed to resist pests, diseases, and extreme weather conditions, which can increase food production. This is particularly important in developing countries where hunger remains a serious problem. Furthermore, GM technology can improve the nutritional value of certain foods, such as rice enriched with additional vitamins. As a result, it has the potential to improve public health on a large scale. In my opinion, GM food can bring considerable benefits if it is carefully regulated. Strict safety testing and clear labeling should be required to protect consumers and the environment. Instead of completely rejecting GM technology, governments should ensure that it is used responsibly. In conclusion, although there are valid concerns about GM food, its potential advantages in addressing food security and nutrition suggest that it can be beneficial when properly controlled. Example 3. Junk food advertising has a harmful effect on society and should be banned. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Answer. In recent years, junk food advertising has become increasingly common, especially on television and social media. Some people believe that it has a harmful effect on society and should therefore be banned. I partly agree with this view, although I do not think a complete ban is the best solution. On the one hand, junk food advertising can negatively influence people's eating habits, particularly those of children. Advertisements often promote food that is high in sugar, salt, and fat, while making it appear attractive and fun. As a result, children may develop unhealthy preferences from a young age, which can lead to obesity and other health problems such as diabetes and heart disease. In addition, constant exposure to such advertisements may encourage overconsumption and poor lifestyle choices. On the other hand, banning all junk food advertising may be too extreme. Companies have the right to promote their products, and consumers are responsible for making their own choices. Instead of a total ban, governments could introduce stricter regulations. For example, junk food advertisements could be restricted during children's television programs, and clear nutritional information could be required in all advertisements. Education also plays an important role, as teaching children about healthy eating can reduce the influence of marketing. In my opinion, junk food advertising does have harmful effects, especially on young people, but careful regulation is more effective than a complete ban. By combining restrictions with public education, governments can promote healthier lifestyles without limiting commercial freedom entirely. In conclusion, while junk food advertising can negatively affect society, balanced control measures are preferable to an outright prohibition. Thanks for watching, and we hope these IELTS writing examples were helpful for your study. Keep practicing, stay confident, and good luck with your IELTS exam.